So Allison, this is your, how many ascends?
5th.
And you are a mastermind member for how long?
Almost 5 years.
Almost 5 years. So, but you didn't start off like this.
I did
You were
not.
on the voluntary space, you got into the medical space. I always think that there's a driving force, a why behind that. What's your why behind this?
So I actually came from the medical space. My parents owned a boutique firm in South Florida, and all we did was self-funding. And when I moved to Texas, I moved into the voluntary space because I could come and go as I pleased. And that was very satisfying for a very long time. And I was looking around at my clients going, why are you having this problem? I could have fixed that problem. Why is this happening to you? This doesn't have to be this way. And finally I decided I would just start fixing it. So I did. It was a huge change.
So you now have changed.
Yep.
You now have clients that are doing great things.
Yep.
What do you know that works? What can you mail into the bank? You know it works, no questions asked. What's that strategy, that approach, that thing?
So the thing is high quality care. How you get to high quality care is one of a number of ways, and how you get there, every year there are more ways to get there, which makes it easier to deliver to an employer, because we used to have kind of one model for doing it that was pretty hands-on and very intensive, and now we have a few more, and the more we can put into the hands of an employee, the better that transfer happens, and the more we can talk to employees. And that is, I think, one of the biggest gifts of coming out of the voluntary space is I talk to employees all the time, right? Most advisors don't talk to employees. I talk to them all the time. I know how to talk to them, and I can manhandle them where they don't freak out. And when I can have a good conversation about quality care, people are like, oh, okay. Once they understand that their employer is just not trying to give them the cheapest thing, then everything can change.
So it seems like having a conversation on quality care, like nobody wants to go to like the guy that's not very good at this or the gal that's not very good at this.
Correct.
But it's not 100%, right? Not every employer is ready for this.
Correct.
If you're sitting in front of an employer, what would you tell them?
They hired me for a reason, and to just take the first step with me. We'll get the first step, which may be a tiny little thing, and once they see how that works, typically they're ready for the next step. And, you know, I'm a change, let's go. Apparently not all people are like that. So as I learn to take people kind of where they are, more of them will come with me. And once we have better conversations about there will not be an employee rebellion, this is how we're going to address the employee noise, because there is some, then everybody's temperature comes down. And, you know, CEOs, they want legacy. They know what talent will do for their organizations. We are not in a tight labor market. Well, we are in a tight labor market. We're not in a free labor market. So the more that an employer can do to attract and retain the people that they want, the better their businesses are in the long run. And CEOs get that, and even CFOs get that. And CFOs are now the most trusted in an organization, and they will almost always go quality over cost anytime.
Awesome. Well, thank you, and I'm looking forward to more stories next year.
Yes, sir.